Yo, hello, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Yo, 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 yo. Alright, sorry, that was probably annoying. Listen, y'all. For the month of June, actually, going forward, actually at the beginning of the month, I had set out to say that I will do 100 days to a better me, right? Because what I started to realize is that, and what I am most excited about is how Mama raised me, right? So Mama always taught us how to talk. Mama always taught us how to respond, right? Our parents, that's what our parents did. That's what our parents tried to establish within us, right? The biggest problem is that we had to go through on-the-job training, right? OJT, on-the-job training. We had to go through on-the-job training for ourselves. So our parents could tell us how to respond to certain situations. Our parents could tell us how to talk in certain situations. Our parents could tell us all of that. But at the end of the day, we're going to have to be the ones to know how to respond in certain situations and what to do when problems arise, what to do when you see that things are not going your way. What do? Do we just walk away from the situation? Do we not say anything? Do we just fold up our hands and cry and whine and stuff like that as little kids would do? No, we can't do that. Why? Because we're grown adults. We got to learn how to do things differently. We got to learn how to cope differently. We got to learn how to do life differently. And that is one of the hardest points in life. That is one of the hardest things in life, right? Just to do things differently, right? Because, take it from me, right? I was born in Brooklyn, New York. In Brooklyn, New York, we got a certain way of life. We got a certain way to respond to certain situations. We got a certain way that says, you disrespect me, I'm not going to be nice to you. You know what I'm saying? You step on my shoe, I ain't going to be nice to you. If you look at me a certain way, I ain't going to be nice to you. But as a Christian, oh man, you got to let things slide as a Christian. As a Christian, you got to let people know it's all right. I mean, I'm upset that you did that. I'm upset that you went about it a certain way. Yeah, but you know what? I'm okay. I'm okay. We gonna keep pushing. We gonna keep pushing. We gonna keep moving, right? But at the end of the day, you're not gonna treat me like a doormat just because I'm a Christian. At the end of the day, you're not gonna just step on me and wipe your feet off and think that that's all right. You're not gonna do that. So, how to respond to situations like that, right? Because, like I said, Mama taught us. Mama raised us, right? Me personally, my mama raised me, but she didn't raise me to be defensive. She didn't raise me to be a fighter. She didn't raise me to be any of that. She didn't. I mean, she kind of raised me to be a lover, not a fighter. Okay, I can be honest and tell y'all that. But the problem is that, right? The problem is that most of that training and stuff like that has come from the Bible, right? Because I didn't grow up 24/7 with a daddy that was there all the time. I wasn't raised on, hey, when certain situations happen, this is what you're supposed to do. When this happens, this is what you're supposed to do. When that happens, this is what you're supposed to do. Wasn't raised like that. So, going through life, right? Because now you're in Texas. Now I'm in Texas now, right? Now I'm with the Cowboys now. Now I'm with a different set of people. These people out here are a little nicer. Depends on where you go. Depends on where you go. But the biggest problem is that I can no longer respond how I used to respond. I can't no longer talk how I used to talk. Of course, my accent's always going to be there. Trust and believe that. But I can't no longer respond to people how I used to respond. Because the way I can respond to a New Yorker is different. That's how we talk. So we understand our lingo. We understand what we're trying to say. You understand what I'm saying? But down here in Texas, you want to switch it up a little bit. You're going to have to be a little different. You're going to have to be a little nicer. You're going to have to tone down the aggression. You're going to have to know when to be aggressive and when not to be aggressive. So there's a lot of stuff now, as being an adult now, right? Because we're in my 30s now. We're in the 30s now. So now you got to be different now. Now you can't, like I said before, you can't respond like you used to. You can't do that. So, what do we do? Right? That's the biggest question. What do we do? What do we do when situations arise? What do we do when the girlfriend is talking all hot and heavy and you're just like, yo, you better back up. You better chill out. That's all I'm gonna say. You better chill out real quick. You better settle down. You better pipe down. You understand what I'm saying? All of that, you can't tell her that. You gotta be a little nicer. You gotta come you gotta come to her at a different way, especially if it's someone from Texas. Now, if it's someone from New York, you gonna know how to deal with that. You gonna know how to handle that person. But in all reality, we're gonna have to learn how to talk different. We're gonna learn to walk different. We're gonna learn to do things differently as an adult. Because like I said, you can no longer do what you used to do when you were in your 20s or even in your early 30s, right? Like someone talks to you and you don't like it, just walk away. I'll come back another day and have this conversation, but right now, I'm just gonna walk away because I feel that that's the best option. I feel like that's the best way to handle this situation, and in all reality, it is not the best way to handle the situation. So, what do? We have to be in this teacher mode to teach ourselves through books, through internet research, through different people, different friends that we grew up with, and really ask them like, hey man, all right. So with the friends, right? Friends, hey man, when we got to our little beef, our little spat, whatever, how do we handle that? What do you think that was the best? What do you think that was the best way of handling that? What do you think what do you think was the best way that we could have gotten now to the good point in life? Because there are some people that they want to talk crazy. Okay, I'm gonna have to cut you off because I don't like what you're saying, or they just cut you off. You just cut them off. They just cut you off. Okay. You don't want to be in my life? That's fine. That's cool with me. All right, whatever. But that's what me establishing the 100 days was really about. It's just trying to be committed to change. Because when you're committed to change, that your life becomes different. Who you are becomes different because it's no longer me responding aggressively. It's no longer me acting the way I used to. The Bible says that when David, he says that when I became a man, I put away childish things. So what does that tell us? That once we become an adult, once we become a people that's an adult, like all that childish behavior, you want to put that away. You want to put that away. You want to have to learn how to do things differently. And I think that's where I'm at personally, where it's like, man, yeah, okay, I did that. Okay, I've that's the way I've dealt with situations. That's the way I've coped with situations. Man, okay, yeah, I definitely gotta do it different. Yeah, I definitely can't do that like that again. No, And that's when it becomes all about journaling, reading material, and really seeing how, yeah, you can become that better version, not just for you, but for the other people that are around you. You know, there are many people that are around you that just need to see better for you. And then there are people who will come to you and say, hey man, I noticed a change in you. What's happening? What's different? Okay, let me show you. Let me tell you. Let me show you. Let me tell you what's different. And then you're gonna see. Then you're gonna understand. But if you're not committed to change, if you're not committed just to being different and doing stuff different, then you ain't gonna want to do it. You're not gonna want to be different. You're not gonna want to change. It's all just gonna be the same thing year after year after year. Like I was talking to someone else. I was talking to someone the other day. It's my question was basically, it's like I don't know how I phrased it, but it's basically talking about what we did last year, right? And going into this year, because we said last year that we're going to go work out, right? We said last year, man, I'm going to work out. I'm going to be in the gym every day. I'm going to bust it down, my bum, boom. Come summertime, I'm going to be ripped. But yet, you're still eating junk food. You're still eating the stuff that you're not supposed to be eating. You're still living your worst life. But you've said that you were going to change last year, and you didn't. You didn't change. Matter of fact, you became worse. Instead of losing 50 pounds, you put on 50 pounds. All right, 45. But still, you know. So we always got to be committed to change up here, our souls, body, everything. Because it really comes down to the fact of us doing life differently, being different, all of that, you know. We really gotta accept that. And like I said, we're not just changing just for us, or rather, we're not just changing for somebody else, right? We're really changing for us, and so we change for us, but the change will also be for that person. But the main person I'm changing for is me. The main person I want to be better for is me. The main person that I want to see excel is me. Because I no longer want to be who I was a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago. I no longer want to be that person. A month ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, 4 months ago, 5 months ago, 6 months ago, 7 months ago, 8 months ago, 9 months ago, 10 months ago. I no longer want to be that person. So I have to commit to change. I have to say, you know what? Man, yeah, we're going to have to do this differently. We're going to have to change. I don't know how. I don't know the exact way. But we're going to have to do something different. Some things are not lining up. There's this fight that's within you. There is this battle within you that we're going to have to learn how to win that war and win that battle. Get the victory and move on with life. But at the end of the day, I'm doing this for me. I'm not doing this for you or this person or that person. I'm really doing it for me at the end of the day. So that's how we gotta look at it, y'all. That's how we gotta look at it. Always change for you. Because once you start changing for you, that change will affect other different changes in your life. That change will once you start working on you, it's going to start branching out. Especially to the ones who are closest to you, the ones who are not closest to you, your family back home and stuff like that. Yes. All of that will happen in time. But you gotta change for you. I'll see y'all next time. Y'all, be blessed. 2026. It's almost about to be the half. It's already half of a year, y'all. Think about that. I'll see y'all next time.